The coda, yeah. Or I did the repeat. Okay, let's just go to the next piece. Yeah. Let's go to the next one. Can you hear the left now? Or only the first repeat, because there's no coda here. So we're just playing the repeats.
Oh, okay.
We just ending one. Let's go.
29?
Yeah. It repeats to bar 5. You start 29.
But you said to skip the repeat.
Only if there's a coda.
So we can't play?
Oh,
How does she? Last night?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Just ask that people start making their ways to their seats. We'll be starting soon. Not quite yet, but soon. Thank you. Good afternoon. I would like to invite everyone to please take your seats at this time. Right. If able, please stand as we welcome in our dignitaries. You can now be seated. Good afternoon. On behalf of our executive and senior leadership teams, I would like to welcome you all to Waterloo Region. We are proud for you to attend this important event as the Waterloo Regional Police Services Board swears its 7th Chief of Police. My name is Andre Johnson, a constable with the Waterloo Regional Police Service. I am delighted to be your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon as we celebrate the future leadership within our region. I'd like to begin by thanking Chad Graville, who piped in our dignitaries this afternoon. I would also like to thank members of the Chiefs Honor Guard, members of the KW Youth Symphony Orchestra, who you all enjoyed as you took your seats today. I would also like to thank the members of KW Glee who are in attendance today and will soon join us for the singing of our national anthem. We are so proud to have youth from our community participate in an occasion that is truly reflective of their future and the future of the region they call home. We also wish to acknowledge and thank those who directed a smudging of this room earlier today to provide spiritual protection and blessing. Waterloo Region is situated on the treaty land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history and home to many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people today. We acknowledge that this land is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Neutral peoples. We recognize the enduring presence of the Indigenous people with whom we share this land today, their achievements, and their contributions to our community. We offer this acknowledgement as an act of reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people of Canada. Tobacco has been offered to our guests today, as is the hope that it will be received as a way to go forward with open hearts in this milestone journey today and the journey towards reconciliation. I would now ask that you stand for the singing of our national anthem by members of the KW Glee Club. Acting Chief Goodman and Chief Designate Mark Crowell will take the salute. Uniform members, please replace your headdress.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we sing the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. Members are invited to remove their forage cap. At this time, I would like to introduce our special guests who are in attendance today. I ask that you hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. When your name is called, please stand to be recognized. The Honorable Madame Justice Carrie Ketch. Regional Chair and Chair of the Police Services Board, Karen Redmond. Board members Ian McLean, Carl Kiefer, Tony Giovinazzo, Rosita C., and Sandy Shantz. Deputy Chief Shirley Hilton. Acting Chief John Goodman. Chief Designate Mark Crowell. I would also like to acknowledge other special guests we have in attendance today, including members of Parliament, members of Provincial Parliament, members of Regional Council, municipal mayors and CAOs, as well as police leaders from across Ontario. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of the Waterloo Regional Police Service Association and Senior Officers Association and Senior Leadership Team. We also welcome today countless community leaders from across the region. Thank you for being here. To speak more about the importance of our commitment to community partnerships is Geraldine Stafford, our Manager of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion.
Good afternoon, Acting Chief Goodman, Chief Designate Mark Crowell, Deputy Chief Hilton, Chair Redmond, board members, and distinguished guests. Fred Rogers, otherwise known as Mr. Rogers, famously said, "When I would see scary things in the news, My mother would say to me, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. We are gathered here today, a room full of helpers, from the members of the service to our valued community leaders. Simply people who help people. It's so easy to lose sight of the importance of the sometimes small, mutual connections we make with strangers and with people that we may encounter for just a few seconds or a few minutes. But every day, the helpers in Waterloo Region are making a difference. Today is an important milestone in Waterloo Regional Police Services and our new chief's reaffirmation of the commitment to our helpers and to those who they serve. You are invited today by special invitation, not only because you are a helper, but that the service trusts in a common desire to look beyond problems and think in terms of solutions. At times, we will undoubtedly agree to disagree. We will have difficult conversations. We will celebrate the wins and support each other in losses. We will lift up our youth and our most vulnerable. We will look for opportunities to collaborate and gain a deeper understanding of our respective mandates. Above all else, we can be deeply encouraged by our mutual desire to be that helper. Proverbs 13:20 states, "The one who walks with the wise will become wise." And today, as we swear in Waterloo Regional Police Service's 7th Chief of Police, Chief Mark Crowell, we look forward to the walk with our community of helpers. The Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Unit proudly reports directly to the Office of the Chief of Police, so rest assured your voices will be heard. We have a community that has extended many well wishes, prayers, gifts, blessings, and many other traditional forms of acknowledgement and respect of the Chief's tenure ahead. On behalf of Chief Crowell and the Office of the Chief of Police, thank you to our helpers.
Thank you, Geraldine. Along with our commitment to community is our ongoing dedication and investment in our youth, and WRPS is very proud to be part of the Youth and Policing Initiative program. This is an 8-week summer program This is an 8-week summer employment opportunity for youth between the ages of 15 to 17 who are attending high school in the region. The program provides students with a behind-the-scenes look at policing and allows them the chance to interact with officers and the community while developing job skills that will benefit them in the future. Fardoza Mersol has been part of this program for the past 2 years. While she has learned a lot about policing from our members, we have also learned just as much from her and her expectations of policing in Waterloo Region. Because the youth are our future, we asked Fardoza here today to speak with you. Fardoza.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fardoza Mersol, and I have spent my entire life as a local resident of the Waterloo region. I had the wonderful chance to take part in WRPS Youth and Policing Initiative program over the course of the last 2 summers, where I got to meet many wonderful officers, including Mark. Today, we honor a new beginning for WRPS as well as the community as Deputy Chief Mark becomes the new chief. This change in command opens new doors, new relationships, and new beginnings. It is important as we start these new beginnings for the community to share its concerns and expectations. Mark and I had fascinating conversations, and he posed some intriguing questions to me that I eventually brought up with my friends. It is important to recognize that I'm a person of many intersections who can bring many viewpoints and community problems to light. A main concern that the community brought up was community safety. Community safety is everyone's top priority. What does it mean when people talk about community safety? In public spaces, at work, and most importantly, at home and in your neighborhood, people want to feel safe at all times. Communities may thrive and flourish in their environment if they feel secure and connected to one another. Lastly, another priority from the community is amazing community engagement between the police and the public. By establishing a branch for community engagement and well-being and regularly attending community events, WRPS has shown how important community engagement is for them. Newcomers to Canada, immigrants and refugees arrive in this country facing many unknowns and carrying the burden of fear. This can be reduced by community engagement. People appreciate seeing that police officers are humans and not just people in authority. Community engagement can foster relationships with many communities that have struggled to trust the police in the past. Being active in the community may strengthen the relationship that exists between the public and the police service. Along with their concerns about the police, the community has also shown their expectations. These two aspects have a parallel relationship and are extremely important. I asked a couple of my university classmates what they expect from the Waterloo Regional Police Service. The first friend I asked responded with making sure that I feel safe in my neighborhood and the region. My second friend's response was increased foot patrol in the summer with officers stepping out of their cruisers and having conversations and interactions with residents on the street. Finally, they all expressed their expectation for police officers to be aware of their authority and influence within the community, and for people who encounter the police to be treated with respect through actions and words, and for officers to view people as humans before criminals. These are just a handful of the numerous expectations they have of their local police service. And I have no doubt that both of these concerns and expectations from myself, my friends, and the community will be the focus as WRPS moves forward under the leadership of Chief Mark. WRPS has recognized the value of youth and police engagement and adopted the Youth and Police Initiative program to ensure that young people in the neighborhood continue to develop positive relationships with the police service. A well-known saying from Willie Stargell, who is an amazing baseballer, once said, "That's where the future lies, in the youth of today." Today is a great day as we all gather here to celebrate new beginnings from the police service. We all hope that this new chapter for the police service brings even more change, new opportunities, and memorable experiences for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ferdoza. Well said. I would like to now call on Regional Chair and Chair of the Police Services Board, Karen Redmond, to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is a tremendous honor to be here today with you. On behalf of Waterloo Regional Council and the Waterloo Regional Police Service Board, I want to thank all of you for attending today and for your continued partnership with Waterloo Regional Police. I'm pleased to be joined here today by members of the Police Board and so many other community leaders. I want to begin by thanking Interim Chief John Goodman for his commitment and dedication to this service and our community. Sometimes the best leaders are those who step up when called upon. The way that Interim Chief Goodman filled in without hesitation and ensured seamless leadership for the service is a testament to this service. I know he would be the first to acknowledge that this approach exists across the leadership chain. So John, again, thank you for your service. Through serving on Police Board, I've come to realize that policing is not just a profession. It's a lifestyle. It requires support of family, years of dedication, and a commitment to community service. This was on full display at the recent WRPS Awards night, where individuals showed examples of heroism and initiative by both officers and citizens, and they were recognized in award ceremony. These individual stories represent a much deeper commitment reflected every day in the work of officers throughout our community and in many local organizations, leaders and partners that work to make our community healthier, safer, and more inclusive. This is an important compass for all of us to follow. It is an enormous pleasure to be here at the swearing in of our next Chief of Police. Chief Crowell embodies the future of policing. He is thoughtful. He is diplomatic. He provides a type of leadership that everyone can see themselves in. As the service enters into unknown of the future and navigates present trends, I know that Chief Crowell will bring both the tools to steer WRPS through this. He comes from a family tradition in policing excellence. He has strong relationships and a foundation of experience upon which to draw. Perhaps most importantly, He has the humility and the grace to navigate change and complexity. Chief Crowell, thank you for your continued service to our community and for your leadership. The Police Board looks forward to working with you and supporting you as you lead the service forward.
Over the past few months, we have been honored to be led by Acting Chief John Goodman, who I am now calling to the podium to say and share a few words.
Thank you, Andre. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my privilege to stand before you today and humbly recognize and honor Mark Crowell as the 7th Chief of Police of the Water Region Police Service. There's a strong lineage of Crowells as police leaders. This dates back to the 1600s, when the Honorable George Crowell was the Sheriff of Kingston and Hull in England. More recently, Mark's father, Gary, a 42-year veteran of law enforcement, was a Deputy Chief and Chief with the Halton Police Services. Mark has understood his purpose of serving his community and the Waterloo Region Police Service to the highest level since his hiring in 2001. The whisperings of Mark's talent and leadership started early in his career. As he climbed through the ranks, working in many different branches, Mark made the most of these experiences and developed transferable, interpersonal, and critical thinking skills, which has led him to today's appointment. For Mark, it starts with building strong, trusting relationships. This began with the values and upbringing Mark learned from his own parents, Gary and Gail. I know you are both very proud of him, and you need to know you have raised an amazing human being. Mark credits his brothers, Jeff and John, for keeping him grounded and putting him in his place when he may have pushed the envelope a little bit too far. Good job, lads. As a result, Mark is humble and empathetic and listens and acts on the needs of others. And to Leah, you are his rock. You've always been there for him. A day doesn't go by when Mark isn't telling a story about his time with you, Ian, and Adam, and how very proud he is of all of you. The love he has for all of you is not lost on anyone. My rock is my wife, Melanie, and in this profession and Mark's new role as chief, he will need you and your love even more so. Mark, when I took on the acting chief role in July, you and Deputy Chief Hilton were so supportive. You made it easy, and we proved to be a very good team. Mark, I have often told you over the years, I was looking forward to the opportunity to work with you and for you. Today is that day. I'm handing over the keys to the Maserati. Most of the scratches and dents have been buffed out, but no, it's a beautiful vehicle full of opportunity, greatness, and pride. Enjoy the journey. You have worked very hard and deserve this opportunity to lead and to enjoy all the fruits of your labor. I wish you all the best.
I would now like to invite Honorable Madame Justice Ketch and Chief Designate Mark Crowell to come forward for the official swearing-in.
Before the swearing in, I'm just going to say a few brief words, which I am honored to do so. I am Justice Carrie Ketch of the Ontario Court of Justice, and it is my honor and my task today to swear in the new Chief of Police for Waterloo Region. To note that this is a job that comes with immense responsibility in the midst of unprecedented turbulent times would be a gross understatement. Making clear that the person who assumes the role of chief must be someone who is well suited to offer leadership, innovation, and an unwavering commitment to public service. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Chief Designate Crowell within the local community, and I've observed him with his beautiful family. I quickly learned that Mark is a dedicated family man. He is a kind, nurturing, and patient father, and he is a devoted spouse. He is also exceptionally but quietly humorous, and he will often catch people off guard with his sly and witty remarks. I also had the opportunity to work with Mark in my former role as counsel. We worked on very difficult cases with vulnerable victims, And through that work, Mark demonstrated the same kindness, empathy, and patience, along with an incredible work ethic and a desire to fulfill his duties as an officer to the highest standard possible. Knowing this, when I learned that he would be appointed as the new Chief of Police for Waterloo Region, I was extremely pleased, as it is clear that he will bring all of these same qualities to his new role. The road ahead will be filled with challenges, but I have every confidence that Chief Designate Crowell will provide tremendous leadership for the Waterloo Regional Police, but also for our community as a whole. I offer my sincere congratulations on your appointment. If you could state your name.
I, Mark Crowell,
Solemnly affirm that I will be loyal to Canada,
solemnly affirm that I will be loyal to Canada,
that I will uphold the Constitution of Canada,
that I will uphold the Constitution of Canada,
and that I will, to the best of my ability, preserve the peace,
and that I will, to the best of my ability, preserve the peace,
prevent offenses, and discharge my other duties as Chief of Police for the Waterloo Regional Police Service,
prevent offenses, and discharge my other duties as Chief of Police of the Waterloo Regional Police Service,
faithfully, impartially, and according to law.
faithfully, impartially, and according to law.
I would now like to invite Chair Redmond and former Halton Chief Gary Crowell, Chief Designate Mark Crowell's father, for the presentation of the Chief of Police badge. For the first time in OACP history, a former chief will present the Chief's badge to his son. At our swearing-in ceremony is also the colors of the Waterloo Regional Police Service. The flag here today contains the service crest and embodies the honor, spirit, and heritage of the Waterloo Regional Police Service here in our community. The service colors act as a rallying point of the service and are a source of service pride. They have accompanied our service members at a variety of events in our community since the service's creation in 1973. The Chief's Honor Guard will now bring the colors of the service to the outgoing acting chief, who will hand over carriage of the colors to newly sworn-in Chief Crowell for his inspection and return them to his Honor Guard for safekeeping. It is now my pleasure to introduce our new Chief of Police, Mark Crowell. Chief Crowell is a 22-year member of the Waterloo Regional Police. He has served as the Deputy Chief of Police Administration and Member Services since 2020, where he oversaw areas including human resources, finances and assets, information technology, special projects, administrative support, professional development, and respect in the workplace. Prior to this, he served as an inspector and executive officer to the Chief of Police, where he oversaw the expansion of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Unit and the establishment of the Public Information Unit. Thank you. Over his career, he has served in areas including neighborhood policing and investigations, patrol, intimate partner violence, communications, special victims sexual assault, and administrative supports records. Chief Crowell has a Bachelor of Arts degree in Sociology and Canadian Studies from Wilfrid Laurier University, as well as a Master's of Arts degree in Sociology and a PhD in Sociology from the Department of Sociology and Legal Studies at the University of Waterloo. Chief Crowell was a board member or a Board of Director member for Supportive Housing of Waterloo for 9 years and is currently a board member for Habitat for Humanity Waterloo Region. He has served as a community volunteer with Out of the Cold and Foods for Kids Waterloo Region. Please join me again in welcoming the 7th Chief of Police of the Waterloo Regional Police Service, Mark Crowell.
Good afternoon. I don't much like my birthday, so this is kind of an overwhelming occasion. Thanks very much. What a wonderful gathering. I've spent the time up here trying to make eye contact with so many friends and family here today. Please help me in thanking Andre Johnson for such a wonderful job as the MC today. For all attendees, Chair Redmond, all members of the board, Honorable Justice Carrie Ketch, all municipal, regional, provincial, federal leaders, all of our community leaders, our special guests from across all sectors, police leaders, active and retired from near and far, all members of the Waterloo Regional Police Service, the Chief's Honor Guard, our associations, the WRPA, the SOA, all of our volunteers, family, friends, all of you. It's such an honor to have you here today. To everyone, our service is so honored that you took time away from your work, from your family, from your lives to be here to celebrate. It's truly humbling to have you. Thank you to all those who have contributed to today's planning and execution. There's so many people that make something like this come together. I do have to acknowledge our coordinators, Sherry Greeno, Eugene Fenton, and Steph Weber for your tireless work to bring everyone together. To the KW Symphony Youth Orchestra, thank you for your tremendous musical talent. They brought us in style. To KW Glee for your wonderful rendition of the anthem. It was phenomenal. Cynthia Martin, constable from our Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Unit, she provided a smudging to this room this morning. Thank you, Cynthia, for your wonderful leadership and guidance and that you provided and for your offering to me this morning. Thank you very much. To Geraldine, thank you for your words. And today, Geraldine encapsulated what we wanted, was to bring as many partners together under one roof to show our commitment to each other. And thank you for your wonderful words as we reestablish and make many new friendships and many new relationships with many community leaders. To Fardosa, phenomenal. You delivered just what we hoped that you would. You're a powerhouse. You have incredible ideas, incredible energy, and you speak for many within our community, and just so thrilled to have you here. To our board, Chair Redmond, all members of the board, thank you for your trust in allowing me to lead our amazing organization, our incredible people. It's such an honor to assume this role on our members' behalf. Effective governance is the hallmark of any modern policing organization, and to have your guidance, your wisdom, your direction, your accountability on behalf of all citizens of Waterloo Region is so important to us, so we thank you for what you provide. I came to this community in 1998 to attend school. as a young person, that was a choice that I made, but I didn't know that I was setting down roots in what would become my forever home and what would become the best decision I ever made, because everything rolled on from there as the best decision of my life. And when I look back on my career, there's just so many friends, mentors, role models, people that I'm so grateful to have had along the way, even including my two brothers, Jeff and John. Those were great remarks. It does occur to me, though, that I'm indebted specifically to at least 8 chiefs. And as some of your eyebrows are raised, wondering if I'm actually going to go through all 8, just let me explain. Over the course of my career, there's been 3 chiefs who have all presided over different eras of our service. Chief Larry Gravel was a chief when I was hired. He's a universally respected police leader and community leader. From 1992 to 2007, he had an incredible tenure as chief. He's a real statesperson, stoic, kind, humble, and his 15 years of leadership provided a rock-solid foundation for our community, for our modernization of our police service, and just strong relationships and community bonds. So thank you for being here. It means so much. To Chief Matt Turigan, who followed, also a great chief of renown, led our organization for 7 years through an era of enhanced innovation and organizational sophistication as our region grew tremendously during his time. Thank you for being here. And to Chief Brian Larkin, now Deputy Commissioner. He's dashing today in red. He provided a bookend to my career. He was a lowly HR sergeant who plucked me from obscurity, and I served honorably as his executive officer and deputy chief under his command. And I want to take a moment to recognize you for the opportunities you provided me for over 2 decades to learn, to grow, and to fail. Over 8 years, he unquestionably advanced our service significantly, propelling us to a future-focused commitment to equity, continuous improvement, and broad-based community outreach. Now, all 3 chiefs who I've mentioned are different. They all had different styles. They were with us in different eras. But I'm so touched that you're here today, and we're all so immensely thankful for all that you have done over 3 decades, 30 years of stable, incredible leadership to advance our police service in our community for the foundation for what exists today in our region. Please join me, if they can stand, Chief Larkin, Chief Turigan, and Chief Gravel, if you could stand to be recognized by our community. That was my water break moment. The next chief of great renown is my father. Great influence upon my life, undoubtedly. As you heard, a police chief for 42 years, 1 year with the RCMP. He smartly moved on to the Peel Regional Police, where he served for 28 years. And he moved to Halton Police, serving as a deputy chief and a chief. And there's no doubt that since my childhood, he shaped my sense of duty, of justice, selfless dedication, and a passion for policing and community service. But like all great leaders, they don't do it alone. He had a partner in crime, I suppose, my mother, Gail, who was a chief in her own way, in many ways, a devoted registered nurse for many years, but really a career diplomat. And she instilled with me a sense of unwavering compassion and empathy and service towards others. And like all great mothers, they have this eternal wisdom, these little nuggets, that you tuck away. And so she would have these short little phrases like, so you can sense the sense of justice here, like fair is fair, because it is fair is fair, and enough is enough. We all know that point where enough is enough. But our greatest one is the notion that you can give in, you can give up, or you can give it all you've got. And she'll be mortified that I'm sharing this with you today, but proud to do it. And my love and gratitude for you both is tremendous for all that you've instilled. So thank you. If you're keeping count, that's 5. The last 3 remaining chiefs run our current household. My wife, Leah, and our two sons, Ian and Adam. You look sharp, boys. A day off school, and it's so wonderful to have you here. They are the principal chiefs in my life. There's an understanding that status and rank when you come home means nothing. It's an even playing field. The best ideas win. And I'm so grateful for the sacrifices in time and deed that you've allowed me to pursue this higher calling. And your endless love and support means so much. Every day you inspire me to be a better person. I'm just so thankful for you all. Thank you. I would be remiss to not thank a few more people. Acting Chief John Goodman, you did a phenomenal job over the course of several months to lead our organization after the departure of Deputy Commissioner Larkin. As an acting chief, you were a tireless community leader, a connector, and a champion for so much. And it's been so wonderful to serve with you, and we're so grateful for what you provided to us. Thank you. To Deputy Chief Shirley Hilton, thank you for your incredible friendship, your support, your incredible leadership. I've always said you're a role model of mine in many ways, and just been so wonderful to serve with you. And you both have led our incredible senior leadership team, many brilliant and dedicated leaders that do work that you may never hear about or actually see. But they do, on our members' behalf, a lot of the immense lifting, the heavy lifting of leadership. It's my sincere honor to work with you, to serve with you, to support you every day, and to learn from you. Thank you for the mountains that you move. Please help me and join me in recognizing John, Shirley, and our leadership team. So to all of our community partners, those who have joined us today, representatives from across emergency services, human services, community and neighborhood groups of all shapes and sizes, all the leaders and representatives from all the organizations here today, we thank you for being here, for listening, for supporting us, for your faith, for your collective commitment to social justice and community safety and well-being. No matter what cause you champion, which we are all striving to build the greatest and safest community in Canada. I'm truly excited for what we'll accomplish together moving forward. In order to forecast the future of our service and to properly acknowledge all members of the WRPS, I actually have to look back. I can remember distinctly sitting in the Chief's boardroom in my final interview, trying to get a job. And at that time, Chief Larry Greville was at the other end of the table. The interview was going fine until his last question. And he asked a simple but profound question. And he said, "Mark, what does community policing mean to you? What is community policing and what does it mean to you?" And it was a very simple but profound question. And I remember fumbling my way through it. And I was racking my brain about initiatives of the day, what I knew the service was engaged with. It was actually a shaky moment. And I somehow pulled through, but I remember getting a part of it right. I said that I wanted to be part of something bigger than myself. So spoiler alert, I got the job. But with all that I've learned in my career, all that I've been exposed to, I still grapple with finding the right answer. What is community policing and what does it mean to me? And I ask all of us today, what does it mean to us? Because I can talk about the principles of Sir Robert Peel, the notion that the police are the public and the public are the police. And we can all agree that partnerships and authentic collaboration are essential to tackling our greatest challenges. And we all know with certainty that the best way to improve the lives of our citizens is to invest deeply in the social determinants of health and wellness to address the root causes of crime and social disorder. We all know this. And while we may debate the perfect mixture and the order of magnitude for these investments, we all likely share a similar vision of a vibrant and peaceful society. But beyond those notions, the essence of what defines community policing for me remains still hard to capture. But we know it when we see it. And we know it when we feel it. And you can feel it in the room today. The pieces are all here. It's that magical connection point between a police service and the people that we serve. And when we get it right, It's like lighting a fire that warms an entire room. Our shared task is to unify. It's to instill and to inspire unity amongst all of us. And while that we, as the police, don't have all the solutions, we are often called upon to fill that void between conflict and peace, and to serve as guardians of justice on behalf of individuals and families and neighborhoods and communities of all shapes and sizes is amongst the highest of callings. And despite all the pomp and circumstance of today, all the trappings of these ceremonies, today is not about the installation of a new chief of police. It is about our commitment to a long-standing community pledge. Today, we are renewing a sacred bond of trust, of protection, and of stewardship. And most importantly, it's actually forged with all those citizens who are not in the room today. All those people that will never hear this message, these words, those community members who are utterly indifferent to who a chief of police might be. Those who are working tirelessly around the clock to put food on the table in tough economic times. Those who are seeking shelter and belonging. Those facing personal battles and demons. Those who feel disenfranchised, disconnected. Those who have distrust because of systemic barriers. Those who feel alone, detached. Those who feel less than for any reason. Make no mistake about it. In Waterloo Region, we serve all. And we do it with the utmost care and compassion and commitment to our citizens. And although we don't always get it right, and we will always fall short of that pinnacle of perfection, we will strive for excellence at every turn. And if we continue to be honest, we know that tensions still exist. Among us, challenges remain unresolved. Some pieces of the puzzle to building a more cohesive, responsive, inclusive society, they still remain scattered. But as but one community leader in this room, I remain eternally optimistic about our future and about our untapped potential as a collective. So in this bold declaration, allow me to ask the following. Is there any conversation about ourselves and about our community that is too uncomfortable? Is there any barrier that we as a community cannot overcome? Is there any essential partnership that we cannot forge to tackle our greatest shared problems? My strong appeal to you is that there's nothing that we can't achieve if we work together. Together, we must challenge every obstacle, every silo that exists to achieve our greatest outcomes for community safety and well-being. It is incumbent upon us all to connect people and to connect systems, to represent fully, to raise others up, and to show proof that we are greater than the sum of our parts. When we truly work together, when we truly listen with respect and empathy, the mathematics on community policing, they don't add up. 1 + 1 = many. The arithmetic of community policing equals an infinity of possibilities for a brighter today and a brighter tomorrow. We know this. When we get it right, you can feel it. Just as we know that from darkness, there must be light. There has to be. There's no other path forward but together. So on behalf of all members of the Waterloo Regional Police Service, we want all of our citizens within Waterloo Region to know that we are listening. And we're at the table with our sleeves rolled up, ready to do the work. Our hands are extended, and we're asking for your support, for your partnership, and for your shared leadership. We're asking for your help to strengthen our society, to make us better. And while it remains important for us to express our collective strength as an organization, it is through the acknowledgement of our shared vulnerability that will allow us the capacity to heal and to move forward together. I want to take the opportunity to thank and address all the members of the Waterloo Regional Police Service directly. To all of our members, sworn and civilian, all of our incredible volunteers of many stripes, no matter what you do in our organization, I want to thank you for your courage. That's a big word, courage, but it takes real, profound courage to serve as a member of any policing organization today. Not Hollywood courage, not the type of courage that asks for a blank check and no questions asked, but real, honest, and true courage that is intrinsic to all those who show up and serve. And Chair Redmond, you mentioned about showing up. Every day our members show up. They show up and they conduct immeasurable acts of kindness and bravery, of heroism. And these moments are often quiet. They don't make the headlines. They often go unheralded and uncelebrated as just part of the job. We ask ordinary people to do the most extraordinary things in challenging circumstances. Every day, our members face countless risks as they respond to a myriad of emergencies and uncertain circumstances. They solve complicated problems. They serve victims and survivors of senseless violence, conflict, and depravity beyond comprehension. They are exposed to trauma and tragedy, both immediate and long-lived. They bring comfort and calm in the face of loss, pain, panic, hate, fear, exploitation, and silent suffering. And through it all, as a membership, they remain positive, professional, focused, and tirelessly committed to serving our community with pride and integrity. We are a complex human service. We are an essential public, emergency, and community service. And with all that we have and all that we are, we strive to meet the growing demands of our community 24/7, 365. To all members of our service, past, present, and future, we offer you our sincere thanks and our immense gratitude. It is the greatest honor to serve you, and it is the duty of our entire leadership team and our community to ensure that you are healthy, safe, and supported in everything you undertake. Please help me in recognizing the members of the Waterloo Regional Police Service. So as I draw near to a close, I'd like to, under the Madam Justice's direction, bring special attention to the word shall. Within the policing and legal sector, the word shall has a special resonance in our legislation and our procedures. If you hear it, you better get it done. It denotes something that is an imperative. It's something that must be done without equivocation. So today to our members, I point to this word as we seek to instill trust and confidence in everything that we do. For us to succeed and to thrive as an organization, as a profession, we shall live and uphold our values and fulfill our oaths. We shall listen intently to the needs of all citizens, to all voices that call upon us. We shall continually strive to improve and to challenge our assumptions about how service is delivered. We shall embrace the calls for change and seek the best collaborative solutions. And we shall be held to the highest of standards. And when we falter, and we will falter, we will be held responsible with full transparency and accountability. We shall put people first, and we will build an organizational culture defined by wellness, inclusion, respect, and belonging. And we shall be the protectors of peace and human rights, and we shall serve as a gateway to our cherished community partners who will aid us in providing safety and security for all. The role of any chief of police is to ensure success today and succession for tomorrow. As an organization, as we prepare for the 50th anniversary of WRPS in 2023, all of our eyes are fixed on the future horizon, with a commitment to building a police service that keeps pace with one of the most rapidly growing and rapidly diversifying regions in all of our nation. In the next era of the Waterloo Regional Police Service, we will strive to become the most efficient, innovative, and collaborative police service in Canada. These aren't just words. This is a commitment. And while it's a tall order, our ambitions must be grand. Our citizens expect it. Our citizens deserve it. For us to inspire our community and future generations of WRPS, we must continually challenge ourselves and recognize that we are all a work in progress, all of us. Within the policing and legal sector and beyond, we've learned that there's a special kind of toughness that can emerge when we put kindness first. Kindness to our citizens, kindness to our community, kindness to ourselves. Despite the challenges that our members face through their millions of interactions, centering compassion, dignity, and respect in everything we do remains a foundation for building trust and confidence. So to Chief Larry Gravel, on behalf of our entire membership, I hope that I've done a better job today grappling with the question that you posed. It's a question that should remain a little bit unanswered and always up for definition. What is community policing? What does it mean to me? And what does it mean to all of us? Getting closer to the right answer, as a police service, we are shaped by the expectations of our citizens. We are defined by the strength of our partnerships and by our collective commitment to tackling our greatest shared challenges. This is a precious balance. But as one team, our members shall strive to find that balance. We will try to get it right every day, and we will do so with humility and resolve. This is our duty. This is our mission. This is who we are, and this is what we do. And this is why our motto is people helping people. It's not just some placard on a wall or some fleeting hashtag. These words reflect and define our deep commitment to strong action, to true collaboration, and our shared humanity. It remains eternal that we are each other's keeper. This notion extends to every citizen. We are meant to carry each other in the darkest of times. We can and we will. That is because we serve all. To all those listening, to all those here today, once again, I thank you. It will be the greatest honor of my life to help to lead our organization on this collective journey forward together. Thank you very much.
The event today was about community and the importance of all of us coming together as one as we continue to build the best and safest community. On behalf of WRPS, we want to thank everyone who came out today to celebrate Chief Crowell and the future of our service. This concludes our swearing-in ceremony. Thank you for joining us to celebrate this special milestone. Everyone is invited to stay and join us for some refreshments just outside of the ballroom. If you've parked in the Benton Charles Street parking garage and have not yet had your parking validated, please visit the table outside of the ballroom to pick up a ticket. I now ask that you all please stand for the exit of our piper and special guests. Thank you again. Have a great evening.